My name is Jessica Roberts, and I am a registered dietitian, and this is my proposal for a program to be known as Nutritionist Education About Healthy Diets, or NEAT for short. The purpose of this program is to help standardize what is taught among those who claim they are nutritionists or nutrition experts. The program would aim to teach the concepts of MyPlate, as well as teach the importance of including all food groups for a healthy diet. Helping those who teach the public these two topics would help decrease confusion among the public and help increase reliability of those who teach nutrition. But before I start into my program, I first want to provide some information that will help you understand the need for this program. Today, more and more Americans are seeking nutrition advice. Even though the obesity rate is rising, consumer awareness is also increasing. Because of this, more people are offering nutrition advice, often calling them a quote-unquote nutritionist or a nutrition expert. When discussing the difference between a nutritionist and a dietitian, one researcher put it well when they stated, quote, "All registered dietitians are nutritionists, but not all nutritionists are registered dietitians," end quote. The lack of standard education among many of these food experts can cause discord. One researcher pointed to the problem when he stated, quote, "Many pseudo-experts promote specific types of food to choose or to avoid," end quote. This type of teaching can cause confusion among consumers and can often cause frustration, especially when 62% of Americans are more interested in hearing about what to eat rather than what not to eat. And many Americans state the thing holding them back from healthier eating is the fear that they won't be able to eat their favorite foods. Compounding the negative effect of conflicting advice is that many Americans don't know what they are supposed to eat. Most Americans fall short of healthy eating. In a review of 31 studies, it was found that at most 6% of Americans follow the dietary guidelines, within some studies it being as low as 0.6%. MyPlate was created to help make eating healthy easier. It is a visual cue that is meant to help promote healthy eating habits. MyPlate was created in part to help bridge the gap of conflicting views among dietitians and nutritionists. It is also based on research, which allows nutrition education to be more effective. Yet, even with the known discord and confusion, and the goal of MyPlate to bridge the gap, no studies have been done on the effect of training nutritionists on standard recommendations, such as MyPlate, or including all food groups in the diet. Hence why this program is needed. This program is designed to take place in the beautiful foothills of Colorado, in Broomfield and Boulder counties. These two counties are neighboring counties and are the focal point of much of the nutrition awareness that is prevalent across Colorado. Colorado has the lowest obesity rate in the United States. Much of this likely comes from the healthy mentality that exists. It is more popular to go for a hike than it is to stay inside to watch movies. Many fast food burger chains now even sell mushroom burgers alongside the meat to reach the numerous consumers trying to make healthier choices. Unfortunately, with the strong desire to learn about healthy eating, Colorado has no licensing laws for dietitians or limits to the use of the term nutritionist or practices of nutritionists. Licensure helps to uphold professional standards and ensures that the public receives safe and accurate information. On top of the lack of licensing and the freedom that nutritionists have in Colorado, Boulder is home to at least 3 schools, or quote-unquote colleges, that offer nutrition certificates or nutrition programs. They each tout their unique credentials, making them sound as if they were the most credible credentials. Interestingly, none of these schools have a single registered dietitian on staff. With these schools churning out hundreds of people with newfound nutrition credentials, this was the prime location for this program to be implemented. There are two main objectives of this program. The first is to teach nutritionists the concepts of MyPlate. The second is to teach them the importance of including all food groups into a healthy diet. By teaching these two concepts, the information given by those who teach nutrition would become not only more standardized, but also more in line with healthy eating guidelines. To achieve these objectives, I plan to use the theory of planned behavior as well as the social cognitive theory. The theory of planned behavior will help the participant be willing to try the program. It will decrease currently held beliefs that are contrary to what the program teaches, and will help them feel that teaching MyPlate and including all food groups is a normal thing to teach and that it will bring good results. The social cognitive theory will help them understand and visualize how to include the topics covered in the program in their practice and help them see ways to incorporate it into what they are already doing. The theory of planned behavior has multiple areas that must be addressed. To address the behavioral beliefs, we will share research about why MyPlate and all food groups are important for health, focusing on the number of studies done and the research that supports these. To address the normative beliefs, we will discuss what those in the area do that echo the MyPlate approach, focusing specifically on those who are not registered dietitians to help participants relate. For control beliefs, we will give many different resources that they can use, such as flyers, lesson plans, and an online website that will provide information for them to use in their practice, free of charge to them. For behavioral intention, the program will attempt to make it seem easier to incorporate the ideas than not by pointing out many different ways of adapting current lessons and blogs to be complementary to the MyPlate topics. The social cognitive theory also has many areas that will be addressed in this program. For modeling, we will show clips of MyPlate teaching. We will also use examples in class, specifying how to teach or showing specific ways to teach. The outcome expectancies will be addressed by having people who use MyPlate come in and talk about how it has helped their practice and how it has helped their clients who they have used these practices with. Self-efficacy will be created by having them practice in class how to incorporate the ideas and to help them come up with examples in their own lesson plans and blogs. By allowing them to use their lesson plans and blogs, it will further decrease the barriers by showing them it won't be that much of a change from what they already are doing. For identification, the program will use all types of people, as mentioned before, specifically non-RDs. An example of how to make this work in practice. There are 3 specific aims of this program. The first is participants will be able to identify the goals of MyPlate. The second is participants will teach diet plans that include all food groups. The third is participants will have a more standardized set of beliefs about food and diet. These aims will be accomplished through teaching participants in a class setting, giving them resources to use following classes, and emphasizing throughout both MyPlate and the importance of incorporating all food groups into a diet. This program will have 100 participants. This number was chosen in part by using a standardized sample size formula to figure out what sample size we would need for strength. Using this formula, we found that having 100 participants would give us a 95% confidence level with 9.8 as the confidence interval. Each of the 100 participants will be assigned a number when they sign up for the program. These numbers will then be entered into a random number generator. The first 50 numbers that come from the random number generator will be assigned to the intervention group, with the remaining participants assigned as the control group. The intervention group will be assigned to the program intervention, including 4 classes and access to the additional resources. Both groups will be given surveys and have their lesson plans or blog posts analyzed. However, the control group will not have the opportunity at this time to have the 4-week classes or the additional resources. So, who are these nutritionists that we have been talking about and who we will be targeting? This program will focus on 18 to 45-year-old females who have a class, blog, or social media account, and who claim they are health or nutrition expert by giving nutrition and or health advice at least once per week. We are also looking for people who have a credential that they believe indicates they are an expert. We are also looking for participants who live or practice in Boulder or Broomfield County. In order to recruit these women, the program will take multiple approaches. Those who have personal contact information listed will be contacted through the listed avenues such as email or phone with a standardized script. Information will also be posted on bulletin boards at local Sprouts and Whole Foods locations. These stores were chosen because they both promote healthy eating, organic food, and even offer nutrition classes, suggesting that this population may frequent these stores. Along with these efforts, we will contact people who attend local programs that aim to teach nutrition, such as the 3 schools in Boulder. We will also talk with faculty at these locations and ask for information for their alumni to contact those in the area. Those who respond to this initial contact and fit the established criteria will be invited to join the program. While no monetary reward will be offered, the free materials and the continuing education hours will serve as an incentive for this population. This poster is an example of a poster we may use for recruitment. The title is, Are You a Nutritionist? This will help us to narrow it down to those who believe themselves a nutritionist. It asks if they teach, have a blog, or have a social media account, and then discusses that the program is free of cost and tries to paint what it would include in a positive light. We tried not to make it sound like we would be teaching new information or information contrary to what they already know, to help encourage those to come. We also created an email address specifically to be used by those interested in participating in the study. This poster would hang in the grocery store locations and would also be the base for email communications that we send out to those participants who we find email contacts for. This concludes part 1 of the presentation. As you go to part 2, you will begin to find how the program will work, how we will analyze the program, as well as the budget needed for the program.